Welcome to 105th. Welcome to episode 105 of the Tennis Podcast. My name's Nick Amell, and I'm joined by
Brandon,
the one and only Brandon.
Yep.
Thank you for interrupting me during my introduction of you.
Well, it was so clumsy. I thought that was the spot where I was supposed to mention my name.
I was actually going to save your name for the end. Kind of leave it as a hook for any new listeners out there that don't know you yet. Who is this guy talking to Nick the whole time? And then give him a twist at the end. The twist at the end would be I'm both Nick and Brandon in every episode, and I just dub my voice in twice.
Please move on. Please move on.
Okay. What's the show about?
I'm not saying it because every time you don't like my response, you tell them.
Fucking.
You sigh, but that's you did that to yourself. I'm never
One of us. This show's off the fucking rails. We're 90 seconds in. I'm Nick. He's Brandon. One of us brings a top 10 list with notes. The other doesn't know what the list is. They try to guess.
Right.
This is the 105th episode, and we're going to talk about our final Spooktober episode of 2020, the third annual Tennis Pod ranking of the most popular Halloween costumes of the year. Remember, we've done this 2 other times.
Yeah. I'm writing the numbers 1 through 10 on a piece of paper in preparation for doing the yeoman's work tonight, because you've already confessed to me that you have no notes.
This is how I got this list. Google gives us the list. Google Trends, their team has a site called frightgeist.withgoogle.com, and every year Google Trends ranks the most popular national Halloween costumes in the US based on Google's search volume. In other words, the number of people searching for, quote, bunny costume. If enough people do that, it ranks up high. And yes, bunny ranks high. But there's a twist on this list this time. Because this is the third time we've done this, we did it also back on episode 9 for 2017. We did it on episode 60 for 2019. And now we're doing it for 2020. But the twist this year is I took out all the generic costumes that usually...
Like clown?
Yeah, like clown, ninja,
Who gives a
rabbit.
shit about a clown?
Yeah, exactly. Those always rank highly. And it makes sense. It's a lot of like mom searching for, bunny costume for my 2-year-old.
Sexy clown.
Well, that too. What I did is I took, they rank up to like 100 or more. So I took out all the generic ones, leaving only those that are based on like individual characters from movies or, the costumes that aren't generic, basically.
Right.
But I will tell you the real top 10, including the generic at the end. If we were doing everything and I didn't take out the generic would be 7 out of 10 of the top 10.
We're nothing like generic.
Absolutely not.
I don't know if you can hear this, if the mic is picking it up, but my dog Milo is sitting behind me and he is engaged in mortal combat with his testicles.
Okay. Well, didn't he get neutered?
He did. Well, yeah, with his lack of them. He's healed now, but he's making up for lost time.
Well, is the scar healed?
Yeah.
Or not the scar, but the wound.
Yeah, it's fine.
Yeah. Okay. Well, as long as he can't pull out his intestine. What you're going to do is we're going to record this whole episode because you think he's fine, and then you look over and he's pulled out his small intestines and is like on the floor.
Oh, gross.
And he's playing with it, looking at you, wagging his tail.
He'd get it all over the place.
Yeah. That's Milo, dog of Brandon.
Right.
All right, let's get to it. Most popular Halloween costumes based on U.S. Google search traffic.
Is Elsa in the top 10?
No, it's a good guess, though. Let's see if she's in the top, 100.
Oh, shit.
What?
If she's not in the top 100, then I care no more about that guess. How about Mario?
Another good guess. I saw a Mario costume at the store, and I tried to get my kid to get it, and he's being an asshole, wanted to be fucking Catboy from PJ Masks.
Catboy is we had a Catboy phase at this house, and I gotta tell you, Catboy is some weak sauce.
Like Catboy versus Mario? Come on.
How about a plague doctor?
No, but you're semi-close to something there.
How about coronavirus?
No. Let me give you kind of a disappointing hint. Most of these are actually not that timely.
Oh, Mandalorian.
No, but you're in the right, you're in the neighborhood.
Not that timely, huh? How about...
I mean, some of them are, but there's nothing newsy.
Oh, so is Donald Trump in the top 10?
No, nothing like that.
It's kind of incendiary, maybe. Well, that's the first 6. Those were the first 6 off the top of my head.
You're killing it.
So now we're into uncharted territory.
We're at the bottom of your head now.
How about and something else from Star Wars, like Darth Vader?
Yeah.
Or Luke?
Okay, you're right. And The Mandalorian maybe could be considered correct too, because number 9 is just Star Wars.
Oh, yeah, I guess that makes more sense to lump them all together. That's fine. All except...
Yeah, although it's not that way for most of the other stuff, just so you know. But it is this way for Star Wars.
There's like a million different... Yeah, there's way too many of them. I get it. I'm comfortable with saying that my first guess of Mandalorian was correct. And it was number 9 Star Wars.
Well, let's clarify, though. It was not your first guess. It was like your 18th guess, but yes. Mandalorian, Star Wars, it's number 9. Number 9 on the non-generic version of this list. On the full list, if you include everything, it would be number 28. Pretty low, huh? So the notes on Star Wars, and I was telling Brandon
Tell folks at home what is the international phenomenon of Star Wars.
Do you not think 28 as an overall number for Star Wars is pretty low?
Yeah, I would think so. Their costumes are all like, if you walk through...
Number 4 is Rabbit. Number 4 overall on all costumes is Rabbit.
Something is up with that. Yeah, because if you walk through Target or Walmart or Spirit Halloween, there is a huge section of Star Wars, and there's a huge section of like Elsa and other Disney characters. There's all the Marvel characters.
Yep.
There might be one bunny in the whole store, and it's for a baby.
Yeah, I mean that's...
Are they counting babies?
I think it's mom searching for toddler.
Oh yeah, because a baby doesn't Google.
Well, not yet, but it's also women searching for sexy bunnies. I bet.
Yeah.
Because in the past 2 times we've done this type of episode on Halloween costumes, we've been disturbed.
Oh, if you do sexy in front of every costume, right? There's a sexy version of every one of them.
Yeah, including some weird,
sexy Star Wars costume.
Yeah, or sexy. I don't know. You'll see when we get there, but
Oh yeah, there's a
so sexy bunny could be 4.
Well, when you type in sexy Star Wars costume, at the top you always get the sponsored results of stuff you can buy, especially for something like a costume. And the second and third ones
on Google, you're talking about.
The second and third ones are cats. One is a cat with Princess Leia ears.
Ugh.
The cat looks really annoyed about it. And the third one is just cat with a fake bread around its head.
What? Oh, that's the sponsored one.
And then they're like,
okay.
Oh yeah, back to all the sexy Star Wars costumes.
Cat with
but the cats are right up at the top. Is this a sexy Yoda? There's a sexy Yoda costume.
Oh, I guarantee it. But I want to talk about cats for a minute. Cats have benefited a lot over the last however many hundreds or thousands of years from, partnering up with humans and being domesticated. But
yeah,
I'll bet they're regretting that decision around 2020.
Should have killed you when we had the chance.
Yeah.
Should have killed you 30 pounds ago.
All right. So the only notes I have on Star Wars is a generic note about film in general on this list, which is film characters make up 20% of all costume searches on Google. And the peak search volume for Star Wars costumes was actually in 2016. Makes sense. That's when isn't that when the newest trilogy started, 2016? Or is that?
No, I think that's when Last Jedi came out.
Yeah, maybe.
Is that when we got to go, we're treated to the
sea hag?
The milking of the sea hag?
No, it wasn't that late ago.
That movie came out in 2017.
It's amazing how much that sea hag has come up on this podcast.
That was a big night.
Yeah, the sea hag is when Luke milks the sea hag. Old Luke milks the sea hag and green juice
we
comes out.
We talk about it like almost every episode.
I know, but...
No, I don't mind. Yeah. It was, I think about it. I think about it every day.
Me too. It was a hallmark watermark moment in my life.
I've had 2 rear-end collisions because I was just off thinking about that sea hag and her voluptuous sea boobies.
Oh my God.
Okay, let's move on from Star Wars.
Yeah, that's Star Wars number 9 on our version of the top 10.
How about Avengers? Do they lump all of them together?
No, you'll need to be more specific.
Show me... Captain America is, I think, the easiest one to dress up as. Is Captain America on there?
You might be right, and no, by the way. But I think the most popular Avenger is pretty, like most people could spit out the most popular Avenger probably, right?
Iron Man and Captain America?
No, that's not who I think.
Those are the...
Spider-Man.
Oh, yeah.
I have to think other than Batman and Superman. In fact, I know it is, because on our comic book episode...
Yeah, it's Spider-Man. You're right.
Spider-Man was the
I just wasn't considering him as an Avenger, because I was thinking about that core...
Mm-hmm.
No, it's fine. Yeah, it's fucking Spider-Man. Let me guess, is he number 4?
He's 3. And he's the only Avenger in the top 10. Now, if we were looking at all costumes, with the generic included, Spider-Man would be 10, but on our list, he's 3. Spider-Man has been in or near the top 10 every year as far back as I could look, which was 2004.
You know, it's interesting that Spider-Man costume keeps popping up in the top 10 of costumes, because it's not the easiest costume to pull off. It's skin tight.
I mean, maybe, but not with like a kid's costume that you can get at like
not
Target
for kids.
or Walmart.
The kids one is fine, and it is not skin tight. They're usually tight-ish, but there's nothing too weird about the kids' costume. And kids are like, you know, skinny and little, so they look like Spider-Man anyway because he's
skinny. And they're awful and snot-nosed brats.
But they have muscles built in. But as an adult, for sure, Spider-Man is the absolute hardest one to pull off unless you've got the body of Spider-Man. I took my kid once back in the before times when you could take your kids places safely. And we went, there was a cupcake store, had an event where you could come and get a cupcake and meet Batman and Spider-Man. And 2 like local guys who have like nice costumes. And their job is like, I have this costume now, I show up and I'm Batman for like an hour.
Awful.
They were there, and the guy who was Batman had a great Batman suit. The guy who was Spider-Man had a pretty good Spider-Man suit, but what he also had was pretty hefty spare tire around his midsection.
Yeah.
And a fanny pack that accentuated it.
Wait, on the outside of the costume or the inside?
Well, he had the gut was on the inside. His fanny pack was on the outside.
Just take the fanny pack off, dude.
Well, also, you can't be Spider-Man if you've got a Winnie the Pooh tummy.
Well, Thor did it, didn't he, in the last Avengers movie?
Yeah, but that was a joke. It was meant to be funny.
Well, maybe this guy's going for something. I don't know. I feel bad for him because, I don't know.
Spider-Man is tough to pull off.
Yeah, but, you know, it's not just people searching on Google, you know, how do I look like, you know, what's the best way to look like Spider-Man? It's also people just saying Spider-Man costume and they go buy it on Amazon. You know what I mean?
Or they're looking at them while they're recording their podcast.
That too, yes. And Spider-Man peaked in 2003 and 2018, which probably aligns with some movies.
The wait is finally over. Football is back. You may not be at a game this year, but you can still be in on the action at BetOnline. BetOnline is going the extra mile to make sure you can get in on every possible chance to win this season. From game spreads to totals to team, player, and coaching props, BetOnline gives you more options to wager than anywhere else. You can get in on their season opening bonuses today and start off wagering on wins, division, and champion futures all day, every day. Head to BetOnline today and take advantage of all the great sign-up bonuses. Don't forget to use promo code BLUEWIRE at betonline.ag. That's BLUEWIRE, all one word. BetOnline, your online sportsbook experts. Even though sports had a break, your business didn't. You have to keep moving, and that makes hiring more important than ever. Indeed is here to help. Indeed.com is the #1 job site in the world because they get you the best people fast. Unlike other job sites, Indeed gives you full control and payment flexibility over your hiring. You only pay for what you need, you can pause your account anytime, and there are no long-term contracts. Plus, Indeed provides powerful tools to make your search that much easier, like sponsored jobs. Those are shown to be 3.5 times more likely to result in a hire, with 73% of online job seekers visiting each month. Indeed.com is going to get you the important hire you need, just like they have for over 3 million businesses. Right now, Indeed is offering our listeners free $75 credit to boost your job post. That means more quality candidates will see it fast. Try Indeed out with a free $75 credit at Indeed.com/BlueWire. This is their best offer available anywhere. Go right now. Indeed.com/BlueWire. How about Batman?
Yeah, Batman's in here. What number?
Is he number 2?
Nope, he's way down at number 8. You're going to hate number 2. Number 8 is Batman. He is trending down from his peak in 2015, but he's still in the top 10 here.
Right, we're further away from the movies.
Yeah, and Batman in the whole all costumes list is 27. On ours, he's number 8. Batman's another one that's hard to pull off. I mean, I guess he kind of has like the armor type.
You don't have to have the most wonderful body for a Batman suit. Because Michael Keaton had the body of just a regular dude, a regular Michael Keaton. And his suit had muscles molded it, and he looked fine. The thing about it is, there is no way to put on a convincing Batman suit that looks legit, that doesn't also look like a human cartoon.
Yeah. Batman always looks shitty unless you're in a Hollywood, like, high-budget movie. If you're not in a high-budget Hollywood movie, you are a shitty-looking Batman,
yes.
Right?
Yes. Every Batman costume I've ever seen outside of, like, 3 cosplay costumes look absolutely terrible. There is a very expensive 1960s Batman costume that looks like exactly like the one from the show. But unfortunately, the most fun costume to wear for Batman, I'm afraid, is also the most difficult to pull off. In that it's tights with your underwear on outside of the tights.
Oh, baby. Do you remember Quail Man from Doug? You probably didn't watch Doug.
Yeah, I remember Quail Man.
Okay, well, his ass wore underwear on the out, but like whitey tighties.
Yeah.
Outside his cargo shorts.
No, it's the tights. It's just, I get in comics you want to be able to show off like, yeah, this is a man. This is a Batman, baby. This is a Spider-Man.
And the ladies too.
But yeah, dressing up like a costume, practical wise, leaves your boys exposed.
Unless you're Milo, who's had his boys separated from his body.
Yeah, he doesn't care.
You know, is Batman, random side question, I know how Batman used to look in the original comics, but in like new released modern 2020 comics, does his look like match like the Dark Knight, or like what's he look like these days?
That tactical version?
Yeah.
In most versions, it looks kind of similar to how it's always looked in the comics, like it looks like some kind of cloth, something over his skin. But I believe in the new ones, it's, some kind of armor weave, like super techno stuff that, protects him somewhat. And it's got plates and stuff inside it, but it doesn't have the military tactical armor look of those movies or like the Arkham video games.
You said he has plates inside it. You know what else has plates inside it? My fucking cabinets. And I got to ask you too.
Okay.
Don't sigh at me. Do you want to tell me it's not true? Do you want to come over and look at my cabinets and I'll prove it to you? There's plates in there.
Tell me the other thing you were going to say.
Is there sexy Batman costumes for men? Because all the sexy costumes are usually for ladies.
That's just the Batman costume with the dick part cut out.
Imagine going through Times Square in New York where all those people are in costumes and his dick's just out.
I Googled it and there are sexy men's Batman costumes and they are definitely geared towards the gay audience.
Oh, baby. All right.
Kind of wrapped up in a leather thing.
Well, hey, that's fine.
Well, yeah, all these guys have the body to pull this off. And I'm ready to move on to another guess.
Okay, give me another guess then. Hang on, let me see. There are 2 more comic characters in the top 10.
How about Wonder Woman?
Wonder Woman is 11.
Okay. Is there a female comic character?
Yes. And this one is timely as far as a movie recently.
Oh, Captain Marvel?
No. I think she's...
The Black Widow?
I think she's technically a villain, maybe, or starts as a villain.
Okay, don't tell me, because now I'm gonna... Jean Grey?
No.
Mystique?
No.
Okay.
Think about what every woman, like woman in their 20s, wears right now to Halloween and cosplay. You see it everywhere.
Oh, Harley Quinn.
Harley Quinn.
Yes.
What number do you think Harley Quinn is?
5.
1!
Yep, it's because it's both spooky and sexy. It's got the best of both Halloween worlds.
Yep. There was also a movie last year that helped. That was its peak year, by the way. And on the overall list, including generics, Harley Quinn's number 3, which is still very high.
And there's a lot of different ways you can do that costume.
Yeah.
They're all recognizably Harley Quinn, but yeah, you could do the one from the animated series that is kind of like a Harley Quinn costume, like the Joker, like an actual court jester kind of costume, but it is black and red with...
Yeah, but you don't ever see that one. You see the one with the tight, small shorts?
You do,
and
sometimes. I'm looking at one here. Yeah, the one from the movie with the shorts and the baseball-style shirt and the pigtails and the tights.
And the bat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Those are fishnets or something. Yeah, that one. And then there's one that's got some more leather and stuff. Yeah, so I'm just going to look at these for a while. Except you can also do them creepy. Like if the worst you do are makeup and the more like blood or Joker-like, you make her smile. Yeah, you can make her scary too.
Side note, Jared Leto's Joker sucks. And also, I want you to answer this seriously.
Mm-hmm.
And not give me, I know you will, because you do, on questions like this. How much money will it take for you to dress up like as the
Harley
sexiest
Quinn?
version of Harley Quinn that you can see on there, plus give a passionate performance of Santa Baby with an audience?
I mean, well...
Our listeners are in the seats.
Okay.
They're throwing dollars at you. Give me a price.
I'm thinking.
Okay.
I could...
$5,000?
No, I'm... Just a second. I'd say I would do it for a minimum of $75,000.
You're such an asshole. That's not fucking true. If I came to your house and said, here's $68,000, you'd do it.
No, to perform in drag in front of, which I've... I mean... I would be nervous to perform, period, but to perform in something that's going to require me to manscape in areas I've
and
yet
you can go to
manscape.
manscaped.com and use the promo code 10ish to save 20%. But you also have to sing Santa Baby like in the style, you got to be like
that's why I
up
said,
against the microphone stand and
that's why I said 75 and not 68. That was that extra 7.
Everyone out there, if we can get enough Patreon members to get 75,000, that's how we'll use that money.
Yeah, if you do it, if you get that money together, I'll do it.
All right. Harley Quinn's number 1.
You said that's there's one more comic book related one?
Yep, and it's related to the person we just talked about.
Oh, Joker.
Joker.
I would guess he would be probably more popular than Batman. Is he number 4?
He's 10, actually.
Oh.
And I think it's just because he's a villain. Kids typically like to be. Well, I say that, but some of the other top 10, I guess, disproves that. But
he's pretty dark.
Yeah, I mean, I guess he's always dark, no matter which medium. But he's tame in like the kids' cartoons and stuff.
Oh yeah.
But he's still dark by those standards. But he's 10, and on the overall generic list, he's 30.
I wonder why his teeth are so yellow.
Depends on the Joker. Okay, rank these Jokers. Performances, like the best performance.
Okay.
Jack Nicholson's Joker, Heath Ledger, Jared Leto, or Joaquin Phoenix. Is there any other big ones I'm missing?
Cesar Romero?
Yeah, okay. He's from the 60s.
I don't know. It's
TV
hard
show.
Because they're all very different. Each one of them was a different character.
Your personal taste.
But Jared Leto's is the lowest. What's the other one I'm missing?
Heath Ledger, Joaquin Phoenix.
Joaquin Phoenix's would be the next lowest, like 3rd.
Really?
Yeah. Heath Ledger's would probably be the top one.
Yeah, it's my top. Mm-hmm.
The only reason that Jack Nicholson's isn't closer to the top is because the backstory was like a specific departure, like against the comics. And that was also reflected in the character. Nobody cares about that. Anyway, yeah, that's my...
Okay, so it sounds like it'd be Heath, and then Caesar, and then Jack.
No, Jack Nicholson is above Cesar Romero.
Oh, okay. Yeah, for me, I would go Heath, and then Joaquin, and then Jack, and then Caesar, and then Jared Leto.
One of the scariest thing about Cesar Romero's Joker is that he paints over his mustache.
I gotta look now.
Yeah, the actor has a mustache, but he didn't want to shave it. He just painted over it.
Yeah, you're right. Ew.
Isn't something kind of gross about that? Having the painted over mustache? Isn't it a little extra weird?
That's it. He's number 1 now.
Yeah. I haven't heard a lot of people cite that as being one of the creepy things about him, but it's always bothered me. Even as a kid, I'd notice it and be like, that's just Something's weird about that. I've never seen a painted over mustache like that.
I'm going to close this window because I don't like it.
Okay. We're out of comic characters.
So let me recap the list real quick. We got 10 Joker, 9 Star Wars, 8 Batman, 3 Spider-Man, 1 Harley Quinn. I don't think you'll ever guess 4. The rest you can guess.
How about Woody from Toy Story?
Mm-mm.
Jesse, any Toy Story?
No. As far as the rest, there's only one like semi-kids thing in the top 10.
Okay, so yeah, keep forgetting this is including adult. Because when was the last time that you've dressed up for Halloween when it's been demanded of you through like a work event? And even those, you weren't.
And I do the bare minimum.
You do the bare minimum, your heart's not in it.
Like Jim in the office, that's me.
Right. When was the last time you wore a costume and you were into it? You were into getting it together.
Elementary school. Elementary school. Even as a little kid, I've just never given a shit about the costume stuff on Halloween. Like, I love scary movies. That's what I enjoy most about the Halloween season. But like,
I can't reconcile the person that likes scary movies a lot but doesn't enjoy. I don't know. It always seems like it goes together.
Okay, that's like saying
it just seems like it would.
Okay, fine.
Let me think here. How about...
There's some perennial stuff in here.
How about
stuff that
Jason Voorhees?
No, nothing like that.
Oh, Michael Myers?
No, none of that.
Oh. And you said no generic ones, like I was about to say a cowboy.
No cowboy. You were on a path there with Jason and Michael, and I said none of that, but I guess I shouldn't say that, because there is one that is kind of in that vein.
Is it Jigsaw or Chucky?
Yeah, Chucky.
It is Chucky?
Chucky, yeah.
I love that because... Honestly, like, at what age is really appropriate for you to be Chucky?
No age. But the thing about Chucky is he had a movie in 2019, but the movie didn't do that well. But I think it's just Chucky's just one of those that's like always kind of near the top 10.
He's fun, yeah.
Just because he's an easy, fun costume.
What number was Chucky?
He's 5. On the generic list, he's 20. But on the non-generic list, he's 5.
I would love to know if it... Maybe it's just from people looking at his costume. Like, they want to see what a Chucky costume looks like. Because imagining an adult dressed as Chucky and imagining a child dressed as Chucky, both of them are off-putting.
Chucky's just not a good choice. I don't know. It's just...
Okay, wait. There is a Chucky costume I love. It's one for a dog.
Let me see. Chucky for a dog. But it's one of those that...
Where their front legs are...
Yeah. When you look at the dog from the front, it looks like they're walking on 2 legs.
Yeah. I love costumes like that.
And what is this? A French bulldog? No? What is that?
Are you looking at the same one I am? I'm looking at one that looks like a little bulldog.
I see that one too.
And he's got a fucking menacing stance.
Yeah, everyone out there needs to search Chucky dog costume.
But I'm going to send this to you so that when you're putting promos together for this, no matter what we're talking about, I don't care if it's not even costume related, I want you to share the image of this dog. I might make this the lock screen on my phone. I love this picture so much.
The lock screen on your phone. Did you send it? Because I still haven't got it.
There we go.
Oh, there it is.
Is that the one you were looking at?
No, this is different.
Well, dogs walking in those costumes is never going to make me not laugh.
Oh, man. Dogs, ma'am. We don't deserve them. You know, right before me and Brandon hit record today, he and I were talking, and he asked, Nick, how'd you get your balls so smooth? It's because I use Manscaped. Manscaped and its Lawnmower 3.0 is the best hygiene tool for the modern man. Because of their ceramic blade and skin-safe technology, your nicks and snags will be reduced. Hey, nicks and snags. Not so bad, right? This is the perfect protection needed for your balls. The Lawnmower 3.0 is also waterproof and has an LED light on it. It's a game changer. They just released their Shears 2.0 nail kit, which is the perfect add-on to their Lawnmower 3.0 trimmer. And no one likes an ungroomed set of feet, fingers, and most importantly, balls. That's why they have forever changed the grooming name with their Perfect Package 3.0. It comes with the new and improved Lawnmower Performance Boxer Briefs, a travel bag for you to use when you're done quarantining, and some other liquid formulations like the Crop Preserver and Crop Reviver. I'm not making this up. The Crop Preserver is an anti-chafe anti-chafing ball deodorant, which ensures that your afternoon stroll doesn't end with your balls sticking to your leg or smelling like eggs. The Crop Reviver is a spray-on toner for your balls. It's made with soothing aloe and with hazel extracts that will give your testes the boost it needs. For a limited time, subscribers get not one, but 2 free gifts: the Shed Travel Bag, a $39 value add-on, and the patented high-performance anti-chafing Manscaped Boxer Briefs. Right now, Tennis Podcast listeners can get 20% off plus free shipping with the code 10ish at manscaped.com. That's 20% off and free shipping with the code 10ish at manscaped.com. You can go now to manscaped.com, get that 20% off and free shipping. Did I mention it's 20% off free shipping? I can't remember if I mentioned it's 20% off and free shipping, but it is. It's manscaped.com, promo code 10ish. It's time to give your testes the absolute besties with Manscaped. You have 2 more horror films in the top 10.
How about It?
It is 6.
But I don't feel like I see a lot of It costumes.
I do. Well, I don't see a lot of It like in person, but I definitely see them on the internet all the time. I see GIFs and memes of It all the time. Don't you?
Well, I see the GIFs and memes. I don't see someone in the costume. I guess what I'm saying is, like, do you think people are just looking up the costume?
I don't know. But
man, he's sure got yucky teeth, though.
It?
Every version of It's got yucky teeth.
So the It Part 2 came out in 2019, which probably helped with this. But yeah. It is another one kind of like Chucky that is always going to be a fun one because it's a clown. It's easy. Anyone can do it. Huge jump in 2017 and 2019, which was when the 2 movies came out. But it's been pretty consistently, and not in the top 10 always, but pretty high. On the generic list, it's 23. Now, let me ask you, have you seen both the new It's, Part 1 and Part 2?
I didn't see the second one.
What the fuck, Brandon? Okay.
I didn't want to.
Why?
I don't know. Just didn't want to. I don't know. I can't, like...
Well, you liked the book and you liked Part 1, so why not see Part 2?
I just... Something about it, I wasn't...
Okay.
Just was not in the mood for it.
Well, then... Based on Part 1, do you like Tim Curry's It from the 1990 TV movie or Bill Skarsgård?
Yeah, Bill Skarsgård's It is much scarier.
It's much scarier.
I think it's more like Tim Curry's isn't bad either. Tim Curry's It is the only good thing about that series.
Yep. Tim Curry's It is more funny. But
he is not what I have. The Bill Skarsgård's It is closer to what I have had in mind when I was reading the book, which was something that like Tim Curry's It actually makes me laugh sometimes. He's not supposed to, I don't think. But yeah, I just pictured something more like demented, something that was trying to get close to the image of a clown, but couldn't quite figure it out.
Yeah, and that's how it describes it in the book.
Right. Especially with the eyes that don't, I don't know how he does it with his eyes that don't look in the same direction.
Well, there's also a thing Bill Skarsgård in the new It does where he will be talking, usually to a child, in fact, always to a child, when he's luring them in. And then he'll like laugh or say something, and then he'll just stop and like stare into nothing for like a full 5 seconds. And you're wondering, what happened? Why'd he stop? And then he'll like come to life again. It's
like the lights went out in his head.
Yeah, exactly. I loved the 2017 It, Part 1, the one you saw. One of my favorite horror films. Part 2 was obviously mixed reviews. I still liked it, not as much as Part 1. Okay. It is number 6 in the top 10, so now you just need 2, 4, and 7. 4 is really hard. It is a horror film, but it's not one character. It's like the name of the movie is the costume here.
Okay, let me think. Oh, is it like House of a Thousand Corpses or Texas Chainsaw Massacre? Is it more recent, like
yes.
Us?
Not that recent, but it is recent. Last few years.
Midsummer?
No. There's been several movies.
Oh, several movies.
All in the last few years.
Okay, let me think here.
And the movies themselves are built around costumes. It's very easy to like replicate this.
Oh, The Purge.
The Purge, yeah.
Yeah. I've not seen any. I know like the premise of the first one. You've seen at least one of them, right?
I've seen all of them.
Okay. So let's talk about the first one. So the one I know, I think the basic premise is Ethan Hawke in it.
Yeah.
Okay. There is one day a year where there are no rules. If you want to jerk off outside, you can jerk off outside. Most people want to use this to get some murdering done.
Mm-hmm.
And for some reason, this guy is a real good target for getting murdered on this day. And they're trying to stay alive through that 24 hours
12
until
hours.
the laws.
But yeah.
12 hours till the laws kick back in and they're safe. Is that basically it?
Yeah. And did you know that during that 12 hours, there's also all emergency services are suspended. So you can't even like call an ambulance or anything.
I don't understand why they would do that every year because the cost of isn't like, okay, if
It's nonsensical.
if emergency services are cut off for 12 hours and someone sets fire to a building, like you could have so much damage. That's just one town. I don't understand. Why the hell did they do this?
The reason in the film is that crime rates got so bad that they decided, well, if we just let people get it all out for 12 hours a year,
It's asinine.
then crime is basically non-existent for the rest of the year.
Asinine.
It is asinine.
I mean, I guess if you can buy that premise, you can if you can catch a ride on that, you can enjoy the rest of the movie.
Yeah, they're fun movies, but no one's going to nominate them for Oscars.
It would be better if they just said the president has been incapacitated due to illness and there's chaos in the streets, and then there wouldn't even be a countdown. Just stay alive.
I mean,
that's even scarier.
Politics is a big part of the series, actually. Not in the way you're saying, but not everyone is for the purge.
What would you do on purge night?
I would lock myself the fuck down into.
Is that what most people do? You don't need to get rid of your urges.
I don't know. I can't answer for you what most people do. There's a lot of people that don't do anything. There's a lot of people that do everything.
Do people go looting?
Yeah, looting and killing, and you get away with literally anything. Serial killers can go around torturing people out in the public. No one can do anything about it. A school shooter could take a AK-47 out into the middle of Times Square and just kill everyone he sees, and no one will do anything. And he won't be arrested the next day. He gets away with it. It's a really dumb premise when you think about it, but it makes for a fun movie.
I have to stop thinking about it, or this is the kind of thing I'll wake up in the middle of the night and start getting angry because I'm like, this doesn't, you can't do this.
Believe it or not, this is not a Purge recap podcast. The Purge, you should go watch him though, Brandon.
What number was it? Number 4?
It's number 4. That's pretty high considering they haven't even had a movie in 2 or 3 years. But I
gotta think that teens are driving a lot of this list.
Yeah, maybe.
I think teens. Okay, I said earlier, I was wrong that there's no age group at which you can get away with wearing Chucky. I was wrong. Teenagers will wear anything.
Okay.
And it comes across as creepy because they have a very bad sense of impulse control.
Sure. I'll agree to that. But can you pick, even though you haven't seen The Purge, you can see the costumes in your head, right? When you think Purge.
Yeah, they're just different colored kind of...
scary masks.
Molded masks and stuff.
Yeah. So that's 4.
Okay.
You just need 2 and 7. And you were talking about teens. Number 2 is something teens can get behind for sure. And kids. And adults. But especially teens.
You said it's not Donald Trump.
Mm-mm. This is just like Purge in that this costume name is the name of the franchise. It's not one person.
Harry Potter.
No.
What's a franchise going on? What's a hot franchise?
It's not movies.
The Descendants.
No, but that is 15.
Oh.
Over the course of the last 105 episodes, we have touched on this topic 2 or 3 times, and you usually end up getting annoyed at it. I haven't gone back and listened. It may have been in the top 10 the last time we did a Halloween costume episode. You need more hits?
I'm not coming up with anything.
Video games.
Final Fantasy?
No, what the fuck, Brandon?
Oh, Fortnite.
Fortnite. Yes, sir.
It's still up there?
It's number 2.
Yeah, I heard some kids.
I
heard some kids. I'm not spying on kids. I was at a soccer game.
No, I just mean you sound like a grandpa talking about. I heard some damn kids talking about that goddamn Fortnite again.
Well, they were kids. There are kids. I heard some kids talking about Fortnite just the other day. So yeah, they're still playing it.
Well, yeah.
Can you teabag someone in Fortnite, or is that just a Halo thing?
I'll have to do some extensive research and get back to you on that. I'm not sure.
I'll put a note here. Teabag ?
Fortnite is the only video game themed costume in the top 20, maybe even more than that. And it had non-existent search volume on Google until it exploded in 2018, which was its highest search year. Yeah, Fortnite. It was number 7 on the overall list. Number 2 here.
I'm looking up Fortnite costume.
It makes sense too because it's a lot like the Purge, where like they're fun variety of costumes.
Oh yeah, you can dress up like any damn thing, can't you? Here's a gingerbread man. Here's a skeleton boy. Here's some kind of wolfy cat.
Wolfy cat.
Here's some kind of muscle man riding an alpaca. Ninja boy. Looks like a Jawa.
Okay, we don't need you to just read every one you see.
I'll read them all.
No, that's fine. Please don't.
Yeah, I guess these are okay. You can be all kinds of things in Fortnite. I wouldn't recognize a Fortnite costume shuffling down the street at me.
You mean you don't spend your nights looking for sexy Fortnite costumes on Google?
I'll probably do something on a Halloween night, like leave the porch light on, but put a really, really tiny note on the door that says, like, shame on you, you should stay home.
Hey, you asked me earlier, how about I ask you, when's the last time you like put in a ton of effort to a Halloween costume?
When I was in college, I went as Master Shake from Aqua Teen Hunger Force, and I put a lot of time in on that milkshake costume. And I was obviously a big milkshake with a pink straw.
Oh, baby.
I would have these like idiotic people come up to me at parties. I remember them coming up and saying like, "Oh, what are you supposed to be?" Like, I clearly look like a fucking milkshake.
Were they
like I'm a
bullshitting?
cowboy.
Were they being assholes?
No, they're just drunk idiots.
Okay.
Oh, what are you supposed to be? If it looks like a milkshake, I mean, wouldn't you assume like I made the worst bear costume ever?
If it looks like a milkshake, smells like a milkshake, talks like a milkshake, shakes its ass like a milkshake, it's a milkshake.
It's been a good while since I've put in effort on a costume that wasn't going on one of my children.
Same. But something you can put some effort into is subscribing to our YouTube channel.
Okay.
This is a transition into a plug.
Sure.
I just want to remind everyone we have relaunched our YouTube channel. You can subscribe now to get full episodes, curated playlists by topic. So for example, all of our episodes in the true crime genre available in one easy playlist, or Halloween costumes. And coming soon, exclusive YouTube videos and more. Just go to YouTube, search for Tennis Podcast, and hit that subscribe button.
Okay, is the last one...
It's a tough one. I think you can guess it if I give you hints, but without hints, you can't guess it.
Avatar: The Last Airbender.
No.
Powerpuff Girls.
Powerpuff Girls is 12. Why don't I give you 21 through 11?
Okay.
21's Baby Yoda. You're an idiot for not guessing that.
Well, it wasn't in the top 10. Why would I try that?
Baby Yoda would have been my guess.
Nah, you can't dress up as Baby Yoda. He's like 8 inches tall.
Okay, well, you can't dress up as It the Clown because it doesn't exist. But you can do that.
Well.
Minnie Mouse is 20. Classic. 19, Tinkerbell. 18 is Big Daddy Yoda. 17 is Monsters, Inc., for some reason. 16, Power Rangers. 15, that shitty Disney show, The Descendants. 14, Hocus Pocus. I don't know about that one. I mean, come on. It's just a witch.
There's a very distinct witch looks.
It would have to be the hair, right? That you're fixing up?
I think in the dresses.
Yeah, maybe. Okay. So that was 14, Hocus Pocus. 13, Beetlejuice. 12, Powerpuff Girls. 11, Wonder Woman. All pretty classic. No real big surprises there, right? I don't know what The Descendants did to get into the top 15, but I'm out of touch. I'm an old man now. Not as old as you, but I'm an old man now.
I've just been trying to think, and I almost went like, could you stop talking so I could think?
Yes.
God bless. Is it?
Okay. Do you want a hint?
Oh, Naruto.
The what?
Naruto.
What's that?
It's anime. I guess not. That
Okay.
was my guess. You said it was hard, so I was trying to think of something hard, but like kids might still be into. I don't know.
What do Chucky and Star Wars have in common? Those are 2 of the top 10. What do they have in common?
Sexually exciting. Costumes for midgets.
Get out of the costume. I'm talking just the franchises. What do Chucky and Star Wars have in common?
The franchises have midgets wearing costumes.
Okay. Well, is there a midget as Yoda?
It's like Ewoks and R2D2.
Right. And we're supposed to call them little people.
They are very little. I am.
You're costing us little people listeners with your derogatory statements.
God damn it. Get a sense of humor, people.
Okay. Chucky and Star Wars. What do the movies have in common? Some of the movies.
Okay. What do they have in common? I don't know. Some of them.
They came out in the 1980s.
Okay. I mean, some of them in the 70s and some of them in the 2000s.
Well, that's why I said some of them.
Okay. Yeah. They're very easy to tie that together. Sure. 80s.
I'm trying to give you a hint that's not too obvious. The 80s. That's
Just
it.
say 80s.
The 80s is the answer, though. That's why I didn't say 80s. 1980s is the costume.
Oh, that sucks. Why is that I don't understand why that's a costume.
Well, it is. That's it.
Okay.
1980s.
1980s, clothes from my attic. Okay.
Tell us, what does a 1980s costume look like in your eyes?
Stonewashed jeans. Well, I guess that's probably early 90s. Your jeans gotta it can't be baggy.
Okay.
Probably suspenders that you don't technically need. There was a lot of. Do you remember teens in the 80s would wear suspenders when they weren't necessary? Like Marty McFly had suspenders on.
Yeah. A lot of jean jackets, right?
Yeah. Big earrings and bracelets and stuff.
Big hair.
Gotta have some hairspray.
All right. Well, this is great. So that's the 1980s. Number 7. It's number 26 on the overall list. Speaking of that overall list, if you were to include everything, the top 10 is Spider-Man at 10. 9 is Ninja. 8 is Devil. 7 is Fortnite. 6 is Angel. So I like how Angel beat Devil. At least that's
gotta be babies.
Yeah. 5 is Clown. 4 is Rabbit. 3 is Harley Quinn. 2 is Dinosaur. What do you think 1 is?
Is there a sexy dinosaur costume? 1 is Nurse.
No. That is a good guess. 1 is Witch.
Oh, I knew it was something that you could.
Where's Vampire? Where's Pirate? Where's Monster? Come on.
Sexy dinosaur costume. Yep, they've got that too.
What is it?
It's just a regular dinosaur costume, except it shows more thigh and cleavage. That's it.
All right. Let's go through our top 10. The non-generic list. We got 10 is Joker, 9 Star Wars, 8 Batman, 7 the very logical 1980s, 6 is It, 5 is Chucky, 4 is The Purge, 3 is Spider-Man, 2 is Fortnite, 1 is Harley Quinn. It's interesting. Purge, I mean, it's not a hit on the level of Star Wars or Batman, but there it is, way up there at number 4.
I think it's fun for 13 and 14-year-old boys to order those and go on Halloween, all rules are off.
Yeah.
And they just eat a bunch of pixie sticks and play Sega Genesis and
Sega Genesis. What?
Try to put one of their friends' hands in a bowl of warm water so he pees the bed.
Did they, after getting their Purge costumes and doing all that, did they also time travel back to 1991 to play their Sega Genesis?
Reminded me of some Halloweens in my past.
Mm-hmm. Speaking of the past, do you remember the 90s Nickelodeon TV show, Are You Afraid of the Dark?
Vaguely, yeah.
Okay, you never watched it?
I watched a few episodes, but I just can't remember anything about them.
Mm-hmm.
I know that they start out around the campfire.
Yeah, and then one kid tells us a tale. That was a big part of my childhood. I loved that show. And I haven't watched it since, but I was invited onto another podcast. It's called the Up All Night Podcast, and they are a podcast that literally covers episode by episode the entire catalog of Are You Afraid of the Dark? And so I watched one of the episodes from season 6 in 1999. It came out. It's called The Tale of the Wisdom Glass, and it was fucking terrible, but in a good way. Brandon, I almost want to send it to you to watch it because it was so weird.
I like terrible in a good way.
It's like a scene out of Stanley Kubrick's Eyes Wide Shut. These kids walk into a tournament.
An orgy.
Yeah. Anyway, I can't even get into it.
Kids aren't supposed to be here or are sexual melee.
Yeah. So, well, they're wearing costumes. I swear to God, it looks like they could have been left over from the set of Eyes Wide Shut. So I go in depth about that episode with the hosts of the Up All Night podcast. You can check it out right now on any podcast player. Just search for Up All Night. It's the most recent episode when you hear this. It's the episode called Tale of the Wisdom Glass.
You'll love it. I guarantee it.
You'll love it. Brandon, what are you going to be for Halloween this year?
Inside with the door closed, the fucking frightened pandemic quarantiner. I guess I'm just one of those scared liberal pussies who's allowed this virus
You snowflake.
to sexually dominate my life.
Yeah, don't you know it's a hoax? Is your kid not bugging you to do some trick-or-treating, or does he get it?
Why don't we just have not talked about that yet, or we've not crossed that bridge yet?
All right. What was he last year?
I'm trying to remember.
I mean, I guess he's not like asking about what he's going to be for Halloween this year?
He knows what he's going to be this year.
Oh, okay. What is it?
Finn from Adventure Time.
That's cute. Okay. My son is Catboy from PJ Masks, and my daughter is a mermaid.
Fucking Catboy.
Catboy sucks. All right. Well, before we end this thing, let's talk about something that does not suck, and that's Pant Splitter on Apple Podcast, who wrote us a review. Pant Splitter. Was that you?
That sounds like a pretty successful fart.
Or it could be SpongeBob writing a review after filming the episode on ripping his pants. Do you ever think about that? When I was a kid, I used to think about what it would be like if cartoon characters, they filmed their cartoons just like normal TV shows, and then the director yells cut, and then they go back to their trailer.
Mm-hmm.
Isn't that fun?
SpongeBob, didn't he bust his pants at the beach?
Yeah.
I saw
when
that
Big
one.
Larry tried to put him down, SpongeBob turned into a clown, and
That's
nobody
right. Everyone laughed at
ever
him.
wants to dance with the fool who went and ripped his pants. I know I shouldn't
You gotta
something
stop.
and I shouldn't curse, but the pain feels so much
Stop,
worse.
we're going to have to pay them money.
Okay. Pant Splitter on Apple Podcasts says, had this episode recommended to me because friends and I were arguing about the best comic strips of all time. I really like hearing these guys and they have great chemistry. Going to check out some older episodes that might be a fun listen to. That might be a fun listen to.
It might not. We don't know.
Love the back and forth and love the show. Thank you, Pant Splitter. And I can promise you that some of the older episodes might be a fun listen to as well.
Some of them might not.
Greasy Satchel
Oh,
on Apple Podcasts.
I have one of those in the summer.
They say this podcast is in my own top 10. I always try to guess the list. That's it.
Hell yeah. I like comments like that.
You and Brandon have something in common, and it's not just your summertime greasy satchels. It's also the fact that you guessed the list today on this episode that you're listening to right now. Brandon guessed the list, and so did you, Greasy Satchel.
Thanks, Greasy Satchel.
If you want me to read your review and make fun of your username, just go to Apple Podcast and write a review, and I'll read it on a future episode. I think I got through all my bullshit, Brandon. I think we can close out now. It's Halloween time. By the time this episode drops, Halloween is this weekend.
Our asses are going to be spooked.
Yep. This has been a fun Spooktober, so now you got to take us out of Spooktober town for next week.
Yeah, I'll get this straightened up. We'll get back to something very serious.
Mm-hmm.
We're not. I don't know.
You know that the day the next episode drops, we might have a new president or a president-elect. It comes out the day after Election Day.
Well, everything also might be on fucking fire.
Yep. Well, all those invalid mail-in votes are going to push things out months and years, Trump said. So who knows? He might just have to be president during that time while we sort things out. Anyway, this has been the 10-Inch Podcast. We appreciate you listening, and we'll see you next week for episode 106.
Thanks.